Title: I saw a text on my wife's phone from my brother. Taking you, his wife, is a bonus, but the real thrill is seeing that loser's face when he realizes he lost again, just like when we were kids and I took his bike. Some people are just born losers. Start. The text still burns in my head. Taking you, his wife, is a bonus, but the real thrill is seeing that loser's face when he realizes he lost again, just like when we were kids and I took his bike. Some people are just born losers. It was from my brother, to my wife, and suddenly, every scar from childhood lit up again. I stared at that message at 2:14 a.m., standing in the glow of her phone screen while she slept soundly beside me. My chest tightened, but my hands were steady. Rage wasn't my weakness anymore. Silence was my weapon. I didn't shake her awake. I didn't scream. I just slipped the phone back and lay there, staring at the ceiling, engraving every word into my mind. He called me a loser. Again. He thought this was still a game. My brother, Daniel, was always the golden one. When we were kids, he'd snatch things that were mine, my bike, my friends, even my father's approval, and wear them like trophies. And me? I was the quiet shadow, the soft one, the one our parents told to just let it go, and I did, for years. When I introduced him to my wife, I believed, naively, that blood meant boundaries. He smiled too long, joked too close, and I told myself I was imagining it, because I trusted her, because I wanted to believe betrayal like that wasn't possible. But that text destroyed the illusion. The puzzle pieces clicked. Her sudden late-night showers, the way she angled her phone away, the work trips that lined up suspiciously with his business travels. For weeks, my gut whispered it. That night, I had proof. I didn't feel heartbreak. I felt clarity. If they wanted me to play the loser one last time, I'd show them how wrong they were. The next morning, I started the clock. First, I backed up her phone. Every message, every photo, every filthy joke they thought was hidden. Then I set traps. I added a tracker to her car. I accessed Daniel's cloud through an old shared family login. He never bothered with two-step security. Amateur. I collected everything. Timestamps, hotel receipts, pictures of them hand in hand. A meticulous archive of betrayal. Then I went deeper. Finances. My wife had been siphoning from our joint account, quiet little withdrawals. Guess where the money landed? Daniel's account. I documented every transfer. I contacted a lawyer, a quiet professional who didn't flinch when I laid out the evidence. Divorce papers drafted, assets secured, custody arrangements prepared. By the time 2 weeks passed, I wasn't a broken husband. I was an executioner waiting for the right stage. The stage was my mother's birthday dinner, a family gathering, perfect in its cruelty. Everyone dressed up, pretending bonds still meant something. I sat across from them, the traitor brother and the wife who couldn't meet my eyes. My mother, glowing, talking about family unity. My father, still blind, praising Daniel for his success. When dessert was served, I stood, calm, collected, the room quieted. I slid an envelope across the table to my mother. Inside, printouts, photos, messages, proof. She frowned, confused, then horrified. My father snatched it, his face draining. Daniel shifted in his seat. My wife reached for my arm, whispering, "Please, not here." But it was already happening. I pulled out my phone, connected it to the TV. The slideshow began. Their pictures, their texts, her naked selfie she swore was only for me, stamped with Daniel's replies. Gasps filled the room. My mother's hand flew to her mouth. My father's voice cracked. "Daniel, how could you?" And me? I stood silent, watching them burn. Daniel lunged at me, fists clenched, shouting lies about misunderstandings and overreactions. I didn't flinch. Security, my quiet addition to the party, restrained him. My wife sobbed, mascara streaking, begging me to talk this out privately. I laughed once, sharp and hollow. Privately is how you betrayed me. Publicly is how you'll pay. I handed my lawyer the signal. Right there, in front of everyone, divorce papers were served. Daniel was informed of the fraud charges I'd filed. Using my wife to funnel money made it traceable. They weren't just exposed, they were ruined. My father disowned him on the spot. My mother cried, torn apart. Daniel screamed that I'd regret this. My wife collapsed into her chair, finally realizing I'd never take her back. The next morning, I woke to 51 missed calls, all from my mother. Texts, too, pleading, accusing. Was it necessary to be so harsh? You ruined their lives. Are you happy now? You're no son of mine anymore. I stared at the phone, letting her words sink in. Am I happy? Happiness isn't the point. For the first time in my life, I wasn't the loser. I didn't roll over. I didn't let them take from me again. My brother called me a loser because I never fought back. He was right, until now. I lost my wife. I lost my family. But I gained something far more valuable. My silence broken, my dignity intact, my revenge complete. Some people are born losers, he said. Maybe, but I know now, some of us are born patient, and patience, when sharpened, cuts deeper than rage ever could.